Alright, I wanted to make a video here. My cat is up there. He's complaining. He wants food. He's gonna... Yep, there it goes. Anyway, want to make a video here. Why? Because this thread is really dumb. And, I'm about to go do something and leave. But in the meantime, I just wanted to do just a short little video. We like Catarina, basically... This guy's an idiot. I'm not gonna go into this because it's like a long thing. This guy's like, oh, you think Fortify? No, the summoners really didn't like or use Fortify. It was a bad summoner skill. In addition to that, even after nobody used it, mind you, some people would use it and they'd pretty much fuck their team over it. So, one, nobody used it that was good. Two, LTS didn't use it. So I don't know why this guy's even bringing up the LTS. Wasn't this removed before the LTS, actually? Wasn't the LCS not even a thing when they removed Fortify? I don't know. I think it might have been like really early or anyway. Three people got really pissed at their team when they used it. They were like, "What the fucking Fortify noob?" It was all over, not all over the forums, but often it was on the forums. And basically they're like, oh, Riot is disagreeing with... No, they're not disagreeing with you. They pretty much did this for the player base. Fortify was dumb. Just like this, it was like, Katarina players would be like, well, I have to use Killer Instinct on my Shun Poke because it reduces my damage, but I have to use it on my Bouncing Blade to clear it. And it was like... They just gave you Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct wasn't an ability, it was an ability that worked to other abilities. If Katarina had, like, really interesting abilities, if she was like Gnar, and she's like, oh, my Q is really interesting, therefore my other abilities can be really boring and tedious. It's like, no, she didn't have a cool, interesting ability. So taking out your fourth ability, so you got three boring abilities and one ability that's not even an ability, like, not a very interesting character. I play defensive, no. How about this? They never nerfed Anivia. Remember that? Remember that? Since Gambit Gaming lost to CLG EU, they have not nerfed Anivia. They've nerfed Ziggs. Yeah, they did nerf Ziggs, because Ziggs is an everything champion. He sieges, he defends your turret, he kills people, he's got AoE, he's got CC, he's got burst, he's got zone control, everything. They didn't nerf him because they didn't like strategic games, otherwise they would have nerfed Anivia when she was back snowballing, and, not snowballing, well, anti-snowballing? Holding turrets is my point. Oh, Karma's a niche champion, blah, 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 blah. No, the problem was Karma had one ability, and it was Mantra Shield. Anything else did not matter, Mantra Shield. And the problem became that how do you balance an ability that gives you a shield and then nukes everybody around you? Okay? Now you're going to say, but Orianna does that. Okay, Orianna does that with all her abilities. So you're telling me that, like... You just want Karma to be, or like it had to go. It really did. It had to go. It was too powerful. Nobody was gonna let Karma be viable with such an obnoxious ability, and it had a huge AP. They can say we nerfed they did nerf the AP ratio. That was part of the thing, you know. Karma's a much more. My kid is just look at that look. Look at him just stink look me. He's like, oh, you better give me food. He has food, just not his good food. He's mad because he doesn't have his good food. Yeah, dumb. I don't know. You know what? I'm making this thread because, okay. It really annoys me. It does. It does annoy me when people assume that Riot is this terrible, evil entity, and they're going out of their way to help the LCS even when the LCS doesn't exist, and they're doing all these decisions because they hate the player base. Okay. Point by point, I could go through and refute this, okay? What he's done is he's put one sentence, okay, actually two here, one here, I mean, I guess he's got and with no comma, so technically it's a compound. But anyway, the point is, this guy's not backing anything up. With the fans all liked Killer Instincts, all the Katarina fans in the world came over, and there were fucking parades, Killer Instinct, But anyway, Katarina is much more interesting now that they've given her a fourth actual ability, is my point here. Karma is a much more interesting champion now that she's not the shield nuke on wheels. This one has been beaten to death. Yes, the lore being gone, I don't know what Riot was thinking. Yes, niche people did like it. Yes, not everybody looked at it, but it was cool. It did add a feeling to the game. I don't know why. I honestly, I don't know how to refute this because I kind of agree. You know, It's like, no, nobody's all dumb. He does have one good point, but he backs it up with such. Does he have stats? Maybe Riot's stats shows that only, and I would wager only 10% of the people were clicking on it anyway. And at that point, it's like, if 10% of the people are clicking on it, what do you? I mean, clearly the videos have been really good, but the videos don't have lore, and it's like, okay, at the end of the day, League doesn't have the best story to begin with. Okay, this isn't. Yeah, I don't really know what to say here. It's not like League is this amazing story. If you want a storybook, I mean, I got stuff here. How about Darwinian Net? That's not a storybook. House is a movie, no, a TV show. Married with Children is a good story. I recommend it. Very good story about a man who works all his life and gets nothing about it. It's similar to Requiem for a Dream. Watch Married with Children if you want a good story. Don't go to League if you want a story. That's about its only good point. So that's all. And now maybe you could have a League of a good story, but at the end of the day, people have to die for a story to progress. You know, this isn't some shonen. Even in Dragon Ball Z, people died. So yeah, people do have to die. They do. People have to die. And if your character dies, you're not going to be happy. And if you're not happy, you're not going to be happy with Riot. If you're not happy with Riot, then they haven't done their job, I guess is the point I'm trying to make here. At the end of the day, Garen would kill Urgot again. That's kind of his story. Garen and Urgot feud, they're going to feud forever. At the end of the day, Singed is going to die. There's like 15 people swearing vengeance on him. You can't have 15 people being sworn vengeance. You know, at a certain point, oh well. You know, maybe he kills 7 of them. Maybe he gets some of the Ionians. You know, maybe they do chase him a little bit. But at the end of the day, you know, somebody's gonna get him. Malzahar is probably gonna be killed by Kassadin. Kassadin's gonna shield a good chunk of his combo. He's gonna be tanky. I mean, what can Malzahar do? You know, if his ult gets hit by Kassadin's Void Sphere, I mean, that's just the whole thing. You know, what can you do? I'm sorry, Malzahar, you're old. You're an old champion. You couldn't fight Kassadin. Mordekaiser's just gonna have his ability kit be completely irrelevant because his story and his ability kit don't match. He's a master disease, but his ult is his only dot. And I don't know. I'm sorry, Malzahar. You're gonna die too because you're dumb. Caitlyn and Vi are probably gonna kill Jinx. I mean, at the end of the day, she's a mass murderer. What happens to mass murderers? They tend to get shot down by the police. I'm just saying, you know. They also tend to go to jail, and this isn't Arkham, so they're not gonna lock them away again just so they can break out for the 19th time. Point is, I'm off track here. Point is, where am I? This is dumb. This is his opinions. He's trying to take his opinion. And what annoys me, is that this makes everybody look dumb because Riot gets to respond to this and be like, our fans aren't smart. But seriously though, a good thing to do, flesh out your points. Why do you think Killer Instincts was a high skill cap? Why do you think Killer Instincts was a better ability than, let's say, Rengar's Ferocity? Why do you think that a character with only 3 skills, none of them being terribly interesting, one of them being a channel, was a good character design? What did you think Fortify added to the game? Why do you think playing defensively was removed from the game? Why do you think Old Karma was good for the game? I don't really know about this one. I don't know enough facts. You know, flesh it out. If you flesh out your argument, it seems like a better argument. I don't know why people are upvoting this so much. What, because it's a catchphrase? Is this what people upphrases now? Catchphrase? They would say, they're not better than us. I'm gonna upvote this. I don't know. This is dumb. None of it's backed up. None of it's explained. Notable example. This is notable. This is a notable. How about this? How about the fact that they rebuffed Aurelia? Okay, they said we don't like Aurelia. We think her kid is toxic. They nerfed her. Everybody said we want Aurelia back. Boom, they brought Aurelia back. Why? Not because they liked Aurelia. No. Because the player base liked Aurelia, and I can back that up. I can show you how many times, as Riot said, we don't like Aurelia, we should think she's toxic. How many times has that happened? And yet they buffed her back up. That's a substantial argument. And by substantial, I mean his substance. because Riot acted against what they think simply because they thought we don't know better than you. You know what? Player base, we're gonna buff Aurelia back up. We're sorry. You know, how about Fortify? You thought Fortify was niche and interesting? Why? Because it allowed you to defend your turrets for an insequential amount of time while also throwing away your early game because you didn't have another Summoner spell? Maybe, and I'm just saying maybe, um, there would be a thing. Maybe a team eventually does use Fortify. Maybe the top laners are using Fortify instead of Ignite. I don't know. Maybe Fortify becomes a new teleport. Then you have to ask yourself, is Fortify adding to the game or is it removing from the game? And I think, and this is all hypothetical, because at the time nobody was using Fortify and people consider Fortify users to be trolls. So even to argue with him, I have to go deep into hypotheticals here. And that's never where you want your argument to be, is deep in hypotheticals for your opponent. If I have to go deep in hypotheticals for my opponent, it's not a very good argument, and he's wrong. Point is, you gotta add substance to your arguments. You know, this is why I always write like 10 paragraphs. This is why I always, when I'm thinking a thought, I stop and I sit there and I do this where I kind of stop because I'm forming things in my mind so I can continue to actually argue for something rather than just make shit up on the spot and just be like, Riot hates the color blue. And let me tell you why. Because look at all these champions, they're purple. Look at all look at them all, they're purple. Shen's the only blue champion. Lissandra doesn't count. Galio and Fizz, I didn't even see them. Clearly they don't count. I mean, this is more of like a navy blue. Does navy blue even count? You know, you get into arguments like that, and it's like, okay. I'm done. I gotta go. I got a friend coming over, so that's pretty much. Yeah, I don't appreciate people throw wild insinuations, you know, massively insulting people when they really had nothing to talk about to begin with.